This week on Real Talk with Denver7 and CPR News, it's a time to reflect and celebrate among Jewish communities.
It's a ritual that is historic and brings us all together.
But this year, Passover comes at a painful moment with war overseas and even tension here at home.
We've just seen anti-Semitism go up extraordinarily.
We're taking a look at the holiday's observance and how the sacred traditions are made for such moments.
Welcome to Real Talk with Denver7 and CPR News. I'm Colorado Public Radio's Nathan Heffel.
And I'm Denver7's Micah Smith. Each week, in a partnership between Denver7 and CPR, we have a real talk about issues impacting underrepresented people across Colorado.
And right now, Jewish people across the world are celebrating Passover. It's a major holiday during the month of Nisan on the Hebrew calendar and marks the Israelites' liberation from slavery in Egypt, as told in the Bible.
The days-long celebration starts at sundown with a special family meal called the Seder. During the meal, symbolic foods are served and prayers and traditional passages are recited.
However, this Passover comes at a painful moment in Jewish history as the Israel-Hamas war rages in the Middle East. Many American Jews are hurting or traumatized from the situation unfolding in Gaza, with some family members killed or others held as hostages.
The impacts of the war go even deeper here at home as we're seeing protests and a rise in anti-Semitic rhetoric. This rise in hate is impacting Passover celebrations.
I spoke to State Senator Daphne Michelson-Janay, one of Colorado's Jewish legislators, about Passover and the war's impacts.
Senator, thanks so much for joining us here. We're outside the Senate chambers. It's an active day, so I really appreciate you taking the time to talk about Passover.
Absolutely.
Give us kind of your take on the importance of this holiday for the Jewish faith.
It's a truly family-oriented gathering, retelling, history-having, fun-making, 4 glasses of wine drinking, sort of a ritual that is historic and brings us all together as a people.
So take us a little bit through what happens during Seder and things like that. What are some of the rituals you do and why it's important to have the family together at that time?
Yeah, I think there are a couple of interesting components in the Haggadah that you step through. And the Haggadah is simply the order of things. Yeah. Seder, which is what the meal is called, Passover Seder, Seder means order. And so we follow an order. So when we first start, we sing the order, Kadesh, Urchatz, Karpas, Yachatz, etc., etc., etc. And we sing through the whole order of the Seder, and then we go. And in the Seder, there are pieces that are meant for the children. So the 4 questions are often asked by the youngest person at the Seder. And these questions are, why do we do the things that we're doing? Why is tonight different than all other nights? And it opens the door for an answer that's sung by the family. Avadim Hayinu, we were slaves in Egypt. And, it's important to remember that part of our history because we existed in it for many years.
And so I hear family, togetherness, happiness, but there is this cloud of war. How is that impacting Passover, which is a celebration of freedom? Talk about that a little bit.
This is a very heavy time for the Jewish community and for the Jewish people, and not only for the Jewish people, but for the Palestinian people in Gaza. This is a very, very heavy time. When we come together on Passover, we often talk about things in our history that were heavy, not only slavery in Egypt, but we talk about the Holocaust, and we talk about survival through trials and tribulations. And right now, our biggest tribulation is Iran. And, the fear that our whole family has of what does it mean when Iran wants to attack Israel.
And I should note that you have family in Israel. You were born in Israel, right?
Yes, I was born in Tel Aviv. Most of my family is in Israel. And we have a WhatsApp group going on that we just check in. How's everybody doing? What's going on? And the key thing that I think is really important here, that through this time, through the time of the Holocaust, through many trials and tribulations, we always celebrate when it's time to celebrate.
I see.
So through all of that, the celebration is almost an obligation.
Right. To keep going, to say we are here.
That's
in
right.
that sense.
That's right. The beauty of the fact that they didn't kill us, right? We like to joke in Judaism that the holidays are, they tried to kill us, we won, let's eat, right? They did, and we did. And we are in a situation now where Hamas is a direct threat, not only to us, but to the Palestinian people as well. And we are trying so desperately to rid the region of Hamas. And it's a hard time.
And bringing it back to the halls that we are in, the chambers of the People's House of Colorado, there is a rise in what some would call anti-Semitic hate, and definitely a rise in verbal issues, for lack of a better word. Can you talk a little bit about that and how you were able to cope with that, being a senator, doing the people's work when there is this sense of attack?
The anti-Semitism was much worse for me in the House of Representatives than it is in the Senate. And in the Senate, I have not faced anti-Semitism. But the conversations that are happening in the House and the protests that are happening that are all really focused around the House, the yelling and screaming of anti-Semitic phrases and the idea that we could just go away, or we should just disappear, or that Hitler should have finished the job. You know, these are
things you heard?
Yes, these are things we've heard in the chamber, not necessarily from other members, but from protesters screaming down to the floor.
From the gallery, yeah.
And that's terrifying, you know, and as a Jewish woman who overtly identifies as a Jewish woman, I have to come in every day and stand up and say, okay, you're not going to chase me away. I belong here, my people belong here, and Passover is the root of that message.
Is there a sense that you can bring more people into the conversation about Judaism and Passover during this time? People who may be saying things that, 10 years ago, my goodness, they'd never say in public, but now they're having these conversations.
I know of many people who are inviting non-Jews to the Seder because this is an incredible time to share our story and share our history. And the purpose of the Seder is to have conversation. And the more conversation you can generate, the better your Seder is. So it's almost the purpose.
Yeah. And then final question to the people of Colorado, to the Jewish people of Colorado, do you have a message for them as they go into celebrating Passover?
I do. As a member of the Jewish community, as an active member of the Jewish community, I pray for peace every single day. And I pray that the Seders at your families are strong and beautiful and full of song and full of spirit, because this too shall pass, and we will come through it.
Senator, thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you.
We are just getting started with this Real Talk on Passover.
Coming up, we're talking with Colorado's oldest synagogue about how they're observing the religious holiday in a very unique way.
This is Real Talk with Denver7 and CPR News. Welcome back to Real Talk with Denver7 and CPR News. I'm Denver7's Micah Smith.
And I'm Colorado Public Radio's Nathan Heffel. We're talking about the importance of Passover in the Jewish faith as millions across the country observe this religious holiday.
Temple Aaron in Trinidad, Colorado is the oldest continually operating Jewish synagogue in the state and in the Mountain West. It formed in 1883.
Now the congregation will be celebrating Passover, but doing so in kind of a unique way. Joining us is Neil Paul, president of Temple Aaron. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you. Great to be here.
First off, I want to note that Temple Aaron achieved a very notable distinction. It's been designated a National Historic Landmark, saving it from the wrecking ball, if you will. Why is Temple Aaron so important to Colorado, and why is this historic landmark designation so important?
You know, I can't speak for all of Colorado myself. Having been born in Israel to Holocaust survivors, I've seen enough loss in my life. when the building was up for sale in 2016, I drove down there a few weeks later. After touring it, going upstairs, seeing that sanctuary, I'm also in real estate and commercial broker. I just thought there is no way this building should be sold. It was originally built as a temple, as a synagogue, and I just felt that it was manageable enough to save.
Does it have that historic charm when you walk in there? Is a feeling that this has history and it deserved to be saved? Is that what that is, or is it just it's a nice synagogue down in Trinidad?
No, actually, absolutely. When you walk in, you could just the smells of history hit you. There's a lot of beautiful craftsmanship within the building. The woodwork, it's almost a time capsule. You walk in there, it feels like you're walking in the 70s or something. So, it's a fabulous historic building. So much of the history of Trinidad, Colorado is fascinating to me. I had not been in Trinidad, Colorado prior to 2016. When I went there to see the temple, eventually warmed up with the community. It's a great small town with a lot going for it, and the temple itself it's important. It's important to save that type of history.
And I know so many people are glad that you saw the importance in that. Tell us a bit more about Temple Aaron's congregation. Trinidad isn't huge in terms of population. Is every member from Trinidad?
No, as a matter of fact, that's the reason it was up for sale. At one point, there were just over 300 Jewish members within the town. At that point, from what I understand, there were north of 50,000 residents of Trinidad. Trinidad at one point was vying for the state capital before Denver got it. So the population of Jewish families dwindled down. By the 30s, there was quite a quick exodus. And again, by 2016, the community was so small they couldn't afford to keep it open. So the current community, the current congregation, is really made up of members from coast to coast.
And all with that feeling to save that place, to save
Right,
that specific
exactly.
place, and to build that community up again.
Exactly. So physically meeting there or having services there, we try to have 4 to 6 physical events at the temple. And monthly we do a Zoom Torah study.
Well, let's move more into Passover itself. Passover Seder is usually celebrated on specific days. What is Temple Aaron doing?
Well, interesting enough, you learn from some experiences. We realized actually early on that being that we're so remote, the reality is most of the membership, the congregation, they have their home temples, wherever they're at, or they have Seders at their houses in many cases. So we try to have our Seder the weekend after, a Saturday evening, so that people, if they're wanting to do a quick drive down from Metro Denver or up from Albuquerque or Santa Fe, they can make a quick one-day trip or spend a night, and it doesn't take them away from their home synagogue, their home temple.
What does it feel like when the temple is full of people and you're having that celebration there?
It's like it's all worthwhile, all the work we're doing. Just last month, March 23rd, we had our dedication to the National Historic Landmark, and we had estimates between 200 to 300 people that were in attendance. The building was full, inside, outside, and it feels special when the building is full. I go down on average once every 3 weeks just to do some maintenance, and I live in Denver, so it's a 6-hour round trip for me. Sometimes I'll spend a night, sometimes it'll be in one day. But most of the time I'm there alone, and it still feels so warm and embracing. But when you have 50, 100 people in there, it's just, it's hard to explain. It's very special.
Yeah.
I imagine so. Neil, we can't ignore what's happening in Israel, between Israel and Gaza. Are there ways you're adjusting the Seder or remembering those that are still being held hostage in Gaza or the 1,200 killed on October 7th? Are there ways that you're recognizing that or adjusting things for that?
Yes, actually, Rabbi Schlachter, who is a nuclear physicist, he told me that he's going to do a special excerpt about what's happening in Israel. So as a congregation, as a building, as a temple, where I guess my role is to just make sure that things are operating smoothly, and we, and the board, we're all in this together. But we will have a special moment to discuss what's going on in Israel and in Gaza. Yes.
All right. Neil Paul, president of Temple Aaron, thank you so much for joining us for this Real
pleasure.
Talk.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks.
Still to come, hate in a time of celebration and reflection.
We hear from the regional director of the Anti-Defamation League and how historical lessons from Passover can still be applied in today's time.
This is Real Talk with Denver7 and CPR News.
Welcome back to Real Talk with Denver7 and CPR News. I'm Colorado Public Radio's Nathan Heffel.
And I'm Denver7's Micah Smith. We are having a real talk about Passover and how this time of celebration comes when there are tensions both overseas and here at home.
We've heard how Passover is a time to look back at the fight against slavery in biblical times and the freedom finally won. A time in history that still holds lessons for today as the war in Gaza and efforts to fight anti-Semitism here at home continue.
So I had the opportunity to speak with Scott Levin, regional director of the Anti-Defamation League. We spoke about a recent report regarding hate crimes against Jewish people and the efforts happening now to help stop the hate. Scott, thank you so much for joining us.
It's wonderful to be with you.
To start things off, tell us, what is the Anti-Defamation League and why was it started?
Well, thanks. The Anti-Defamation League, or ADL, was formed in 1913. And throughout that entire time, the mission's been the same, which is to not only stop anti-Semitism, but to also secure justice and fair treatment to all. The early part of the 20th century, like today, was not the easiest time for targeted communities. For Jewish people at that time, it was around the time you might have heard of the lynching of Leo Frank, one of the few white people to actually ever been lynched, down in Atlanta in a terribly anti-Semitic trial. He was convicted of raping and murdering a young woman that worked in his family's pencil factory. And when it was up on appeal, and the governor had already commuted the execution of him because they knew it was so much anti-Semitism, the leaders of Atlanta went in and spirited him out of jail and then hung him. So during that period of time, the Anti-Defamation League was formed. It's also the same period of time that people were working to form the NAACP and Urban League and other organizations that helped targeted people.
Wow, so a very trying time the ADL was born.
Absolutely, and we've been here in the Colorado area since 1941.
Thank you for sharing that story of Leo. We know stories like Leo have happened throughout history over and over again, but one thing that the ADL does really well is actually track the data, track the number of incidents, and that's huge in helping fight hate. You got some new data detailing the hate and anti-Semitism being reported in our communities. Tell us what you found.
Yeah, it's really been awful, to be honest with you, and we just released the report comparing 2023 figures to 2022, and nationally, well over 140% increase in the number of anti-Semitic incidents, but much worse than that, here in Colorado, 199% increase. We've just seen anti-Semitism go up extraordinarily, and this happened even before October 7th, when the horrific murders and kidnappings took place in Israel. Of course, since that date, it was, as they say, the proverbial hockey stick as the incidence of anti-Semitism went up. But we've seen this progression going on now for at least a decade of just ever increasing numbers of anti-Semitic incidents. And they are truly a canary in the coal mine that's instructive for other forms of hate that we're also seeing going up.
There's no reason for this hate, ultimately, we know that, but can you trace that rise? You mentioned 10 years ago, you've seen the numbers going up. Can you trace it back to anything at all?
Well, there's a whole lot of influences that come together. I don't think I can pick any one of them. I think certainly the election of our first African-American president brought out a lot of people that we're hating. The increase of social media that's going on and the access to platforms where people can spread their hate so easily is good. And then we've just seen at all levels of this country so much division, and we've seen some language that's been used by our leaders that have certainly emboldened people to come out and to act on their worst urges.
Yeah. How is the Anti-Defamation League trying to stop the spread of that hate?
Well, number one, I think people need to know about it, and people, when they have incidents of hate, they need to report it to law enforcement and to organizations like the Anti-Defamation League, because as they say, if you can't measure it, you can't manage it. But then there's also a large amount of education that needs to take place, and we work in schools with our No Place for Hate program that's in over 65 schools in Colorado that really work to try and counter bias of all kinds that's going on, because we know that we can't stop anti-Semitism so long as we have Islamophobia, racism, homophobia, and all the rest of the phobias and isms that are out there.
Scott, Passover is upon us. During a challenging time with war overseas and even hate here at home against Jewish people, what are some lessons from Passover that are applicable to what is happening today?
Well, there are a lot of lessons. It's really my favorite holiday because it's so instructive on so many levels as we look at a holiday that's really dedicated to marking people going from enslavement to liberty. And that in and of itself is just wonderful. But I think it also is an empathetic holiday, and it's also a holiday about resilience. The empathy comes from the fact that we as Jews, as we go through the Passover story, which we do at our Seders every year, we're told to act as if we ourselves had been slaves and had been freed from Egypt. And so that empathy of putting yourself in the position of people at their most vulnerable and at their worst times, I think is instructive to trying to help people that are otherwise targeted for hate. And then there's a resilience part of it, and that is that we as Jews, unfortunately, being a cohesive group that's been around for a few thousand years, you can really measure how societies act when you look at what's happened to the Jews. And so that's why for Jewish people today, even though there may be some measure of influence or even affluence that's there, we don't look at just the past 50 years. We look at 3,000 years of ups and downs of that happening, and where we as Jews are reflective so often of the worst of what's going on in societies. And Passover reminds us, though, that we're able to come out of that enslavement that had occurred to one of liberation. And so that resilience, I think, really is important today.
So beautifully put. Scott Levin with the Anti-Defamation League, thank you so much for joining us for this Real Talk.
It's always great to talk to you.
And that's this week's episode of Real Talk with Denver7 and CPR News. Every week, we'll have a Real Talk on issues that impact Coloradans who are often overlooked.
You can find all of our shows on denver7.com/realtalk or at cpr.org/realtalk. Have a great day.